everyone, welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios, and while this is technically Organization Wednesday, I'm going to kind of give it a little bit of a twist, so bear with me. If you've been to my channel before, thanks for dropping back in. Remember to click the like button. If you're new to my channel, thanks for dropping in. I hope you find information on my channel that either helps or inspires you. I would encourage you to click the subscribe button because tomorrow, I get my act together tomorrow afternoon, there will be a video talking about the giveaway for my 500 subscriber giveaway. And there are going to be 5 different chances for you to win. So you're going to want to click that subscribe button and come back tomorrow. Okay, so today I'm talking about glues. And while I'm not technically showing you the organization of my glue, that's going to come when I get things put back over here in the filming corner the way they belong. But I've had some questions about the different types of glue that I use. So that's where we're going to start as soon as I take a drink of my coffee. It's late afternoon and I've still got a whole bunch of work to do, so coffee is a necessity. Okay. When you're watching YouTubers, you'll see a lot of them using Tack, Fabrifix, or art glitter glue. These are glues that dry really quick, and that's what they're needing. They're needing something that's going to dry almost instantaneously so they can move on to the next part of the project in their video. Unless they want to do tons of editing, they don't have a lot of time to move something aside, let it dry, and then come back and go to the next step. So this is where Fabrifix, Tack, and art glitter glue come in really great for YouTubers. They're also a good glue choice for putting trims on alternative surfaces, like on fabric or on wood. Not gluing wood together, but gluing trims to wood. Now it says wood to wood, but I'm not going to test that. If I'm going to take the time to make something with wood, I want it to hold it. I'm going to use a good wood glue. So this is something that a lot of people use, and I get that. I don't use it a lot because I have found, for me, my Tombow Mono liquid glue will hold just about anything I need it to, and it does dry relatively quickly. So if I want to glue a piece together, set it aside, show you the next step, and then bring the 2 pieces together, that works. This will glue just about anything. You have 2 tips to work with. You have a fine point, and then you have a spreadable tip on the bottom, which reminds me of the rubber cement that we used to use in school, with that kind of almost like a rubbery head, and you squeeze and the glue comes out and spreads, and there you go. You can spread a path and you can spread it out. Now, one of the things that I do say about this glue, you don't have a lot of movability time with this. So once you glue down, you're going to want to stick down almost instantaneously, and you're not going to have any movability. The other thing that I always stress is don't go so close to your edge with this glue, because it's a runny glue, much like Elmer's glue, and it's going to spread. It's going to squish to the edges when you put this down and you squish that. And I'm going to pull this back up so you can see where this went to. I'm not going to let it glue instantaneously, but you see it went clean to the edge. So when you're using this, don't put your glue on the exact edge of your project. Leave yourself a little squish room, as I like to call it, okay? So that is the green glue. Now we call this the green glue because of the green tips. Now the blue glue, well, you saw this was more of like an Elmer's glue type of consistency, a white glue kind of consistency. Your blue aqua mono glue, it also dries clear, also has the 2 tips, but it is more of a gel consistency, and it will run out of here. If you do not put your lid back on here, once you've started squeezing some out, it's going to quit, it's going to keep dribbling out. The other thing about this glue is because it's a gel, it will also spread like the white, but it also tends to, your pieces tend to slide more, which gives you movability time with the glue. Not a lot, but a little more than you do have with the green glue. And once it's down, it's down. But you got to give it a little bit more time to dry than you do the green glue, okay? The one that I use for a lot of things, gluing trims on especially, is my Crafter's Pick. Now, I've talked about this before. It's the ultimate Crafter's glue. It's non-toxic, water-based super glue, basically. Now, it looks like your white glue when it comes out of the bottle. I don't know, this one might not be open. This one might not be open. Yeah, there it is. But it's thicker than your Tombow Mono. See, there's the craft glue. And there's the Tombow glue. You can tell that there's a difference in consistency. The Ultimate Crafter's glue is a little bit thicker. Now, while you can squeeze it out of the bottle, my preference is a paintbrush, and I keep some in a jar. And this way I can brush it right where I need it, and I don't have to worry about squishing, or having it spread where I don't want it. And once I put something down on there, let me peel this off. I don't have any movability time with this glue. Once you put something down with this, it is down. You are not going to move it around. The only thing you want to make sure of is when you are done is that you get this either dropped in a little glass on your counter of warm water, or take it to your sink and get it washed out. You cannot leave the glue in there. Now, I have for a couple of hours and gone out and run it under hot soapy water, and it comes off my brush like a skin, and it eventually does clean itself off. So, but you don't want to leave it in there long. Okay, and I'm going to put this up here so I remember. Now, another glue I want to show you that I use quite a bit is the Spectrum Art Creations Napkin Glue. This glue is formulated by Spectrum Arts specifically for adhering napkins down. And of course, I didn't bring a napkin over here with me anywhere to show you. It's not Mod Podge, and it's not a white glue. It's kind of a consistency in between. You see that? And when you put something down with this, spread your glue into place. You're going to treat it just like a Mod Podge. But unlike Mod Podge, when you glue anything down with Mod Podge, it's sticky when you're done. This does not leave a sticky residue on the top of your napkin. So you would put this down, put your napkin down very gently, and then go back and brush back over it with the glue. Make sure you've got all your edges sealed. Now, you're going to get a little bit of wrinklage. You're going to get wrinkle with any wet glue that you use. That's just going to happen. But you're not going to get the extensive amount that you do with a normal glue. You're not going to get the stickiness that seems to be left behind after your project dries. And I just stuck my hand in that glue. You're not going to get the the tackiness to your finished project. Even after it dries with Mod Podge or glue, you'll notice that it's a little tacky. The Spectrum Art Creations glue does not dry tacky, and I love that about that. Now, another one that Maddie just introduced me to is the Cosmic Shimmer Specialist Acrylic Glue. Now, what's cool about this is, number one, you've got this really super fine tip, but this will adhere slick items just like your Tombow will. That's the other thing I forgot to mention about the glue. This will adhere slick items together, like if you're gluing postcard to postcard kind of thing. Playing cards to a postcard, that kind of thing. But this will also adhere vellum, your acetate sheets, and you won't be able to see once it's dry. Now, this is probably not going to dry soon enough, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to squish some down. I think it's open. Let me see. Yeah. Gotta snip that tip off. Do I have scissors over here? Yes, I do. Snip the tip, just like that. Now see, it's a really thin glue. And I'm just gonna squeeze a line out. And then I have this cap here that I can put on my bottle. I think I need my X-Acto knife for that. Try not to slice my finger off, that would be good. And then I've got this attached that I can put my cap right back on here and not lose track of where I'm at. Now, squeeze this down. And this should adhere this acetate together, but when it's done, it will dry clear. And I will come back, I'll show you what this looks like when I come back, probably tomorrow, and we'll see what it looks like. But that's the story I have from Maddie, and she's never steered me wrong before, so we'll see what happens. So those are the glues that I work with most often. I use fabric tack, usually if I want to glue fabric to fabric. Except in my journals, in which case I use my Ultimate Crafters, like to glue trims onto a fabric covered journal. This is not the one I go to a lot. My Ultimate Crafters pick is my ultimate glue choice. When I'm gluing paper together, I use my green glue. This is one of my favorites. Okay, let me make sure these were back in frame because I know I was out of center. Fabri-Tac is a good one. Crafters Pick is my ultimate choice. They'll both do the same thing. They'll both dry clear. They'll both bond fabric. I like this one because it's not as runny. It's more of a, it's thicker than a Mod Podge. It's almost a paste. And I like the consistency of this more than I do Fabri-Tac. Fabri-Tac gel glues are just not my favorite thing to work with, which is why I don't work with the Aqua liquid glue nearly as much. If I'm going to use napkins, it's going to be my Spectrum Art Creations glue, and I will link them down below. And we're going to come back tomorrow when I do the giveaway and see how well this glue dries, the Cosmic Shimmer. So that's it for me for glues. Now, with the glues that I keep handy, this is one, my jar and my paintbrush for this one are the one that I will keep on the tape, that I will keep on my cart. I have one of the trolley carts, the Rascog knockoffs, that stays over here to my left of my work table once I get stuff put back. I had rearranged everything when I was going to try making Stampin' Up! Work, and now I want my stuff put back where I can get to it. So this is something that will stay close. My fabric glue is something that will stay close, and my Tombow Mono liquid will stay close. The rest of these will fit more to the back of the glue cart. I have the top shelf of my Rascog cart that is all of my glues that I need to grab in a hurry, whether it's my liquid type glues, my dimensionals, you know, my pop dot thingies, my tear and tape, my Stampin' Up! Stamp and Seal, and I've got two different varieties of that. Those will stay on the top shelf of my Rascog cart. And then down below that on the bottom two shelves, I have other things that I need to grab that I want to keep handy to work with. Okay, so now I do have an overstock of glues because, you know, I live out here and an hour from a Hobby Lobby and almost an hour from a Super Center, 2 hours from a Joann's or a Michael's. So when I can, I try to buy stuff, catch it on sale or buy it in bulk. And when we designed the studio, I had three 2-drawer filing cabinets downstairs in my original studio. 2 of them we set together on a raised platform so that it would be level with the bookcase that has all my stamps on it. And I use 1 drawer for backup of glues, and I use 1 drawer for backup of dimensionals, tape runner refills, that kind of thing. And I'm going to have to start going through those because I am finding out that some of the tape runners that I bought several years ago don't stick as well as I would like them to anymore. So I'm winding up having to put glue down to use the tape runner. That makes a lot of sense. But I don't want to just throw it away either, so we'll see what happens. So I use 1 filing cabinet, 2 drawers to store all of my adhesives. The other filing cabinet, the bottom row, the bottom drawer is all of my tapes, like my carpet tape, my blue tape, my painter's tape, my duct tape, packing tape, that kind of thing is all in one bottom drawer. And then the top drawer of that same unit holds like my rubbing alcohols, the extra containers of my matte medium, my gel medium, my gessos, that kind of thing is all in the top drawer. And I had forgotten some of those things were in there. So when I started working on putting stuff on the shelf over here for my mixed media shelf, I went into that drawer to get something. Oh, I went in there to get the rubbing alcohol for the Lindy's class and realized, hey, I have matte medium. I have gesso in black. And I have clear gesso. So some of those are going to get moved and put into the box over here on the shelf. I'm hoping that I'll have room for so that they are where I will remember that I have them. It's either that or I'm going to have to create maybe a drop list or something, a tag that I put in with my mixed media stuff to say, hey, you have these items in the filing cabinet drawer. So just a memory jogger thing. But those got put in that drawer when I moved up here into this studio 6 years ago. But I've never had the opportunity to play with my mixed media stuff, and I forgot they were in there. So there's that. Now the third filing cabinet, and I'll show it to you in another time, sits over underneath. I've got one of the stamp shelf units that Michael's used to have all of their rubber stamps on, and has the glass shelves, and I use it to put all of my paints on. And we left the bottom shelves out of the bottom half, and my 2-drawer filing cabinet slid right under there perfectly, and it holds all of my paint type stuff, my paint trays, my bottles, my brushes, my latex gloves, that kind of thing is all over there with the paint stuff, because remember, keep things together that you will use together. So, on that note, I have author stuff that I need to get done tonight because I'm recording this on Tuesday because I'm meeting with a business attorney tomorrow morning about turning my businesses into an LLC. And I have lots of homework to do before I meet with Chris in the morning. So, that is me for the studio today, the glues that I use, how do I store them, and I will see you back here tomorrow with a sample of the items that are going to be in the 500 subscriber giveaways. So you're not going to want to miss that. I will tell you, based on what time I get back today, Wednesday, that video may not run until late afternoon Friday, but we'll see. We'll get there. If nothing else, it will replace my, if nothing else, it will replace the Bee Journal thing on Friday morning, but it is going to run this week, and I think maybe that's what I'll do, just give myself a little buffer. Let's skip the Bee Journal this week. I did get the sewing machine running, new sewing machine up and running, and I know what I'm doing, so let's cut to the chase, skip the Bee Journal final flip through this Friday, and we will talk about the 500 subscriber giveaway Friday in our premiere. So make sure you're subscribed and be back here for that on Friday morning, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here. Thanks for joining me in the studio today. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you Friday. Creative blessings.